Zugzwang here, bringing you a PVZ. In the bottom right, our Protoss is Harstem. And his opponent, the Zerg player in the top left, is Elazer, a professional from Poland. Now, straight off the top, if you haven't heard, these two are practice partners, which means they know each other's strats, they know what they want to do to counter them, and so there's a lot of mind games that are going to be going on here in this matchup. The map, of course, is Disco Bloodbath. Dun, 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 dun. That's all I'll say about that. Harstem's probe is dropping the first gate, and it looks like it's then heading off for a scout. Elazer appears to be scouting solely with his overlords at this point, and it looks like he is dropping a quick second hatch at his natural. Yep, there it is. Okay, so Elazer's going to see that momentarily, and there's no spawning pool as of yet, so he's going to be able to take a quick look around unimpeded by any Zerglings there. As I say that, the spawning pool goes down. Harstem, if you're unaware, is also a caster. He's from the Netherlands, a former Warcraft 3 player. He is a strategist by nature. You can see his probes coming in here. He's dropping a second nexus of his own. He's going to see the timing of that spawning pool. And he is also dropping a cybernetics core. No surprise there, of course. That spawning pool is almost finishing up. When it does, we'll probably see some Zerglings pop to chase that probe away. I'm really keen to see what tech choice Harstem's going to line up for us, but we're not going to know until that cybernetics core is completed. Meanwhile, Elazer's overlord is going to scout that gateway. He's going to want to see what's coming out. It looks like that probe is worn out its welcome as the spawning pool is completed. He's going to head out. And coming out of that warp gate is a chrono-boosted adept. Elazer's going to spot that for sure. How will he respond? Will it be roach tech? Zerglings have found that probe. They're going to chase it around. Is it going to be the first blood of the game officially? Let's find out. The probe's like, Adept, if you were going to show up, now's the time. Oh, the Zerglings have backed off. Because the Adept has shown up, and the Overlord has spotted that timing with his little camp out there. Harstem's Adept is moving up the map for a quick harass. Meanwhile, Elazer has started a third hatchery. There it is. He's going up to 3 hatches. Lots to harass there. Will the Zerglings be enough? Back at home, that Stalker is just about to pop. When it does, it's going to look to chase away that Overlord. He's going to run for the safety of the high ground so he gets out of vision. And look who's shaded inside to the main. The Zerg are going to town. The Queen is going to join in. It is a beatdown. And an escape with the shade, and the Adept is going to run by the third. He's going to see everything. He's going to get the scout, but he's not going to get any kills, which is a concern, because with that triple hatch, we're going to see Elazer drone up heavily. On the other hand, Harstem is teching like crazy himself. Look what he's got. Not only are warp gates about to complete, he's got himself a Robo Bay and a Twilight Council, which he is using to chrono boost out Resonating Glaives. So we're going to see a lot of Adept shortly, but holy smokes, I'm burying the lead. He's got himself a Warp Prism on the way. I can't wait to see what he's going to do with that. Meanwhile, the Zerg is going for the Roach Warren, and he's getting himself a lair. And Warp Gates are completing. There's the Warp In. It's a series of Adepts, which are immediately sucked up by the Warp Prism that just appears. The timing on that was just terrific. And Harstem is off for the first significant piece of harass of our game today. Is Elazer going to be prepared for this timing? There's a further warp in for you build order fans. This is definitely a 6 gate. A well-placed Zerg sentry spots it. He dies instantly, but he gives key information to the Zerg. They have a few precious seconds now to react. More Zerglings go out there to check the timing, and they die as well. It's a further warp in from that prism. That is a lot of Adepts. The roaches rushing to the choke. They're going to follow the shade. Is it going to happen? It's going for the main. No. Harstem aborts. He's staying at the bottom of the ramp. What is he doing? Is he going to go for the third? Zerg is up 6 workers, but is he going to be able to do anything with it? He's going for a safety spine. And now, with a further warp in, the Protoss player is going for the third. He goes up the ramp. The drones have already been pulled, so he's only going to get the one, but he's going to get the hatch unless the rescue comes. Yes, Elazer is going to defend. The line is drawn here. Harstem responds by shading towards the natural. What is it going to be? Where is he going to attack? He's going for the drone line on the natural. He completes the shade, and now the kills begin. How many will he get? The armored roaches will defend, but will he be able to save the hapless drones? The count is up to 9, and he shades away again. Where did he go this time? He's in the main with a further shade. The spine is going to help, but the kill count is rising. The drones, 20 drones, 21, 22, 23 drones are down. But it's even worse. Behind all of this, Harstem has been building a dark shrine, and it's almost near completion. And just to kick him when he's down, the Protoss player is making a third of his own. He's going to go up to even bases against the Zerg while hitting him with dark shrine tech. Yes, Elazer's got the army lead right now, and it's significant, but it's all bound up in roaches, which artificially inflate your supply. There's that first DT warping in. Where is he going to go? It looks like he's headed towards the natural or the main. And at the same time, Harstem's original warp prism is still out there on the board, and it is drawing attention. The Protoss player is pulling the Zerg in 2 directions. He's going to need to multitask like crazy, and he's doing it. He's driven out the DT, and he's pushed back the Adepts for now. He is getting roach speed, but he's going to need more to deal with this constant onslaught. And he'll get himself a Baneling nest, which should be helpful. The problem is, while he's droning up to catch back up on the drone count, Harstem's third is coming in, and he's been building sentries and immortals, and those immortals really know how to bully a roach. Meanwhile, Elazer catches back up on drones. That is the power of the Zerg. He transfers them over to his third. Harstem has taken his foot off the harassment pedal for 2 seconds. And our Zerg player is going to capitalize by taking a 4th base. Except that the DT snipe is there. Meanwhile, we've got a hallucinated Phoenix coming in for the scout. Looks like he's going to draw some attention, which is a feint because that warp prism is once again going to attack. This time it's going over to the left to attack the main. Elazer spots it. He's reacting well. All his defenses come over, and he's quick to chase it out. Elazer's defense has been great, but he's getting pulled in 2 directions on both sides. He can't keep this up because in the meantime, Harstem is just teching away. He's now putting shield batteries in front of his third and getting a strong position, while Elazer is chasing Adepts on the corners of his bases. It looks like that warp prism is getting in position for yet another poke. But forget that! Elazer's making a big move. He's packed up his army into overlords. It looks like some kind of doom drop, but he's not going around the outsides or the corners. He's coming straight down the middle. But the Protoss has its main army and serious defenses in that middle position. This could be the TSN turning point. The armies are going to clash here. Zerg sets up camp and sets up position. He's going to be looking to get a concave. It looks like Elazer is going to suicide a bunch of his overlords, probably to buy time so he can get the Banelings up. Protoss falls back between his buildings for a defensible position. The Ravagers are going to need to use the corrosive files if they're going to break the Protoss. Zerg needs those Baneling hits. The Immortals are in front. They put up the hardened shields. Sentry shields go down. Zerg is smashing on the defense. Can they push through? The Roaches are coming in. The Immortals are pounding away. Will Elazer have enough? There's a further defensive warp in. Armored speedlots joining the fray. Everybody's army is dropping. It's mass carnage everywhere. And there's the GG. Victory for Protoss. Harstem is our winner. Whew, what a match. If I could be so bold as to give my 2 cents as to what I think happened here while we show you a little slow-mo of that final battle. I've heard Harstem talk about the strategy that he employs before. He busts out the resonating glaives, and he follows it with DTs. When Zerg faces glaives, they don't want to layer tech, they just want to deal with it, which leaves them vulnerable to the Dark Templars. But Elazer knows this, so he did do his layer tech, but he had to pick his poison because that left him underfunded in terms of army for dealing with the 8-ups, and so the harass just became too significant too quickly. And an easy nitpick for 2020 hindsight is, of course, that destructible debris on the left side of the final battle. If we had gotten rid of that somehow, we would have been able to get a better concave on the Protoss. Harstem wouldn't have been able to create quite the defensive position for those Baneling hits. In theory, the Corrosive Bile is supposed to punish the Protoss for that, but there just wasn't enough of them available this time around. Great game for both of our players. Anyways, that's my take. Love to hear your thoughts. Go easy on the newbie caster. Love to chat with you anytime about one of the greatest real-time strategy games ever made. From my base to yours, Zugzwing out.